Which news can become your best friend in binary options trading? How to correctly interpret economic events to make profitable deals. And the simplest strategy for working with news for beginners. All this and so much more in today's video. Hello everyone, my name is Victoria. I'm a professional trader with over 5 years of experience in the financial markets. On this channel, we make trading understandable and accessible to everyone, even absolute beginners. Today, I'm going to tell you how news affects the binary options market and how to use it to your maximum advantage. Stay tuned if you want to know how to make money on binary options. But before we begin, make sure to subscribe to my channel and click the bell to stay up to date with new videos. Watch closely, listen sharply, and let's get down to business. Let's begin with the fact that news trading is one of the most interesting and effective ways to analyze the market. Here's the thing. News is not just information. News triggers the prices of assets to move, and move quickly. And it is these sharp movements that give traders opportunities to earn. But it is very important to understand, to successfully trade on news, not only you need to know when important information is released, but also understand how it could affect the market. Today I will share a simple strategy that even beginners can use. All you need is your sharp attention. Why is news so important for trading? News is the driving force of financial markets. It can help predict how the price of an asset will move, be it a currency pair, a stock, or a commodity. This is especially important for binary options traders, where you need to accurately predict the direction of a price movement. For example, the decision the central bank makes on interest rates can dramatically affect the value of currencies. Knowing this, you can use such events in your deals. Even news about a newly elected president can affect the market. And there's so much more. What do you need to consider? To trade on the news, you need these three main tools. Firstly, economic calendar. It shows important events such as unemployment or inflation data issuing. Personally, I use the investing.com portal. Secondly, understanding the impact of news. Not every news is important for all assets. For example, oil data has a greater impact on the currencies of exporting countries. The impact of news on the market can be marked with special symbols, for example, asterisks. The more of them, the more impact the news has on the market. Thirdly, your time frame. Do not try to trade news on too short of an interval if you are a beginner. Now let's get to the simple strategy for trading on news. Step 1. Prepare in advance. Check the economic calendar on the investing.com website. Then look for a news item with high impact. Step 2. Watch the market. Have your platform ready 15 minutes before the publication. Then identify assets that will be affected by the news. Step 3. Enter a deal. Wait for the first price movements after the news release. Use binary options with an expiration of 5 to 10 minutes in the direction of the movement. Additional tips for beginners. Never bet more than 2 to 3% of your deposit on one deal. Learn to interpret the news. For example, if the data is better than expected, the asset is likely to grow. Thirdly, try it out on small deals first. If you want to receive ready economic calendars and deal recommendations, subscribe to my Telegram channel. There you will find useful info, strategies, and daily useful deals, trading which you can start earning yourself. The link to the channel is in the description below. Join not to miss it. So now we will try to make deals on news. Since I am in the process of recording this video, naturally we will not be able to take some points into account here since it is a training video for you guys. But in your practice, when you have more time on your hands, you can wait for certain situations in order to try this out. In another environment, maybe at your own pace, but I am going to show you the entire trading technology now using an example. So let's choose pairs with a payout of more than 70%. Great, now we need to open and watch the news channel. So there it is, the investing.com website, which I talked about earlier. As I've said, we have news with different levels of impact. We see 3 options here on the website: rates of a kind, 1 star, 2 star, and 3 stars. We now see news with 1 star, which will not have a very strong impact on the market. There are 3 stars and 2 stars. So our task right now is to choose news with 2 stars. Let's say this is the news that came out at 2 o'clock. Clearly, we are not getting news that comes out right at the moment of filming today's video. Again, I am reminding you that this is simply an example of how to work with the news. So if you don't have practice, then I would not recommend choosing news with 3 stars. Also, remember the sacred rule that if you have little experience, it is better to enter the deal sometime after the news is out. For example, after the news with 3 stars, I would enter the deal like half an hour later. Now, I'd like to point it out, this is very important. You enter a deal with a longer deal time. Usually we enter a 2 to 3 minute deals, and here I would recommend a 5 to 10 minute deals. So let's choose the currency pair, US pound sterling, Australian dollar. And at the moment we have our indicators showing that the chart is heading towards the support line. What does this mean? This means that it is now going to go down, but the news with the news it can behave in a completely different way. This is why you set the chart with a longer deal time. I mean longer than usual. So that is why I now set a 5 minute deal. I open a sell deal because we see the direction that it is taking. Just what I was talking about, the indicators are showing exactly this. Let's see how the deal plays out. Great. Now we've witnessed an example of how the deal does not work in our favor. The chart turned around at some point and we see that the 5 minutes weren't simply enough to get a profit. It would have been better for us to set a longer deal time, probably 10 minutes or so. But since it's very difficult to do this time frame within recording this video, I set it to 5. So you need to remember that when trading on news, you definitely need to set a longer time. That's because the news can be contradictory to the basis of your forecasting, the indicators, that is. This may simply not work. So let's look at the next deal. So another currency pair is going to be pound sterling, Swiss franc, or dollar. Actually, let's take the dollar and open a buy deal for 5 minutes. Let's see what happens. So we see that our deal is a 0. We got our $100 back. The deal could have worked out if it had been just a couple seconds longer. We would have certainly made money. Oh well. So, in that case, why don't we summarize what we learned at this point? So, the most important thing is that that during the news. So, then why don't we summarize what we learned at that point? So, the most important thing is that during the news release, if you and I have little experience, then we do not choose news with 3 stars. Even 2 stars is kind of risky. Mostly we look at a 1 to 2 star rating. Okay, moving on, why don't we choose a longer time? Of course, yes, here we see we just had 2 5-minute deals, and we saw that one went positive, the other wasn't good. But what I want to point out to you again is that it is better to take more time. But within the framework of this video, we just simply cannot do this because it will simply drag out our video for hours. Your strategy is the following. Your deals need to be about 10 minutes. We got it? Okay, let's move on. So the next currency pair is EURJPY, a sell deal for 5 minutes. Great, the deal is positive. Well, in fact, we now have 3 deals. One of them is negative, one is a 0, and now we have earned $74. Well, now you have seen a clear example of how news trading work. Let me remind you of the basic rules yet again. Base your deals on analysis of the news on investing.com website, on its impact on trading by stars. Then you choose your currency pairs. When trading on the news, you choose a strategic forecast for where your deals will go and set the longest time. On average, this is about 5 to 10 minutes. In some cases, even more than that. And be careful. So friends, news is a powerful tool that will help you understand the market and make a profit. The most important rule is to use it wisely and follow the strategy. If you want to learn more about how to make money on binary options, subscribe to my channel and click the bell to stay up to date with new videos. Like this video and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!